Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Ni no Kuni. Let's continue. So, the game wants me to stay at the hotel, which really sucks that they gave me the quest to stay at the hotel right after I had already stayed at the hotel, but I've run around and lowered my health enough that now it's now valuable and worth it. So, we'll spend another 240 Gs to stay at the hotel. And almost certainly the reason why it wants me to sleep overnight is so that I have full health, because we're going to have a nightmare big boss fight with the village elder who's going to stop us originally, or try to stop us um, from getting the next stone. Here we've got a Shadar, a flashback cutscene with voice acting. Interesting. Hmm. So Shadar existed when Elisa existed. Hmm. And Alicia is the uh, soul partner of the mother, which theoretically that means he can bring his mother back to life if he frees her, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Because what that inherently implies is that anytime anybody dies in this world, their soul partner dies in the other world. Otherwise. And I guess familiars don't count and have soul partners, otherwise the story changes drastically. Um, if every time we were knocking out a familiar, we were killing some animal or person in the real world. Yep. Again, fine flashback to kind of remind you what's going on. It is probably 45 hours into the game at this point, so a flashback is fine. It feels still a little bait and switchy that they would have made a real effort to animate that and fully voice that just so that it could be in the trailer, even though that scene actually isn't in the trailer. It definitely could have been on the short list to be on the trailer. Now we're back to our standard low effort cutscenes, in game cutscenes. Crikey, sounds like a proper stinker of a dream, Ollie boy. It was. Shadar was there. And Mom, Shadar, he defeated her. There's nothing I could do. Calm down, Oliver. It was just a dream. She's right, Ollie boy. And anyway, it wasn't your mom, was it? It was Alicia. Alicia, of course. I guess it was. Sorry, everybody. We will save her. We have to, because of course we flipping do. It's the whole reason we're on this journey, ain't it? Yes, it is. That's an interesting question. Yeah, I really don't know why Esther and Swain are so committed to helping Oliver. Um, it would make a lot of sense at some point that this would just get so difficult that Swain would run away and stop helping her. Esther would run away for being afraid or weak. Great, glad we cleared that up. Can we go and see the village elder now? Yeah, we best get going. Oh, I asked the nice lady who runs the inn, and she said his house is over by the big frozen pond up the back of the village there. Notice how they cram in the important information as the last sentence. I could probably show this guy one thing. Hmm. Hmm. I guess I don't even have one right, which is weird. Nope, I don't have even one character right. Plus, I don't really even have room for all three at the moment because I'm doing a different quest. It is going to be surprising if this turns out to not be a challenge of any sort, and They just had us sleep for no real reason to have that dream sequence. Feels like you could have definitely scripted that dream sequence to just happen at any point when you slept, and instead of having the game force it on you. I am thinking that you are the travelers, yes? The ones who are wanting to head into the Glittering Grotto. Professor Tabitha told me that you would be coming. That's us, so would it be alright if we went inside? It would be being alright, but the terrain to the north of here is being bitterly cold and very, very snowy. Don't worry about that, man. Kids like Ollie Boy love a bit of snow, ain't it? It seems you're determined to go no matter what I am saying. Am I thinking correctly? I guess you are, sir. Oh, then I will open the gate for you. Now, you should be heading out before the temperature is dropping further. Thank you, Mr. Elder, sir. Oh, and I was nearly forgetting. Yes, you will surely be dying without them, huh? Please wait a moment. I'm bringing them to you right away. So this is probably a costume change with voice acting again for kind of no reason. So we get another costume change, which the costumes are pointless. And see, this almost certainly is a desire from the Ghibli animation studio to have different costume changes. Nobody who's made a video game has ever really wanted the characters' costumes to change this much. So out we go. The outfits I don't believe change anything. And I suspect we will just end up uh, probably more than likely we will more than likely end up automatically changing out of these clothes without taking any special action. There's all kinds of things chasing after me. Should go the other way first. What's funny is I hear something making a squeaking sound. We now know also that there's a skill that we can get later on at the end of the game that will uh, significantly increase the chance of capturing any of these characters. So there's really not as much of a reason to focus in on trying to capture characters at the moment. Also, it seems like when you do capture characters later on in the game, they are higher rank anyways, so it significantly reduces the amount of level up and grinding you would need to do. It really doesn't feel like there is going to be a guaranteed safe and easy way um, uh, to grind what is probably about 100 characters up to the maximum third tier on top of a maximum uh, 60 level 60 or higher. We know that you're still getting skills at about level 60 to level 70. So we know at minimum you can level up a third tier character that high. And it was something that would definitely increase your XP. This is ridiculous. Why am I not finding this secret treasure chest? Because it's down there. That's why. Well, I'm gonna have to just keep on using this. Getting these secret treasure chests gone from the map is kind of a easy thing to prioritize at the moment. Um, there's only 100 in the game. We kind of know that once they are gone, there's not going to be another 100. I haven't been given any indication that that would getting all 100 treasure chests would lead to some major reward or anything like that. Hmm. So I could definitely put it off, but it's not really worth the time to just go ahead and plan to come back to this whole area multiple times. Like it is much more ideal to hope that walking around this area is well, I'm only gonna have to do it once or twice. There is a danger certainly here that I'll do a lot of grinding and fighting now, and my life will be low. We have lowered the cost to continue if we do die down to 5% instead of 10% through finishing requests. So it's not as big of a deal to die, but it's still a pretty big deal. Like nobody wants to lose even 5% of their gold. And it is probably going to be fairly difficult to gain back lost amounts of gold. Hmm. This guy seems to have nothing to say. I guess he was just the security guard that would have stopped us had we tried to enter that area before. Glittering Grotto Hall of the Mountain King. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a different Mountain King that we haven't met yet. Just look at it. It's so incredibly beautiful. Not to mention incredibly cold. Brr, I thought it was nippy outside. It's brass monkeys, eh? Let's get to over with quick and get the flip out of here, shall we? They, I guess, have somewhat reduced the amount of times Drippy is saying flipping or flip. Basically, he's cussing. Um, I don't know why they wouldn't have just edited it out completely, though. It doesn't make sense for your mascot character to be annoying and in and uh, offensive in his speech. Excuse me, as I drink more water. The more I read, the more I have to drink. Uh, God, why do you have to moan on and on like a pair of old codgers all the time? So I mean, because we are a pair of old codgers compared to you, doesn't matter how cold it is. There's a magic stone here, and we have to find it. We have to go on no matter what. Watch your step, everybody. Paw, that's easy for you to say, kiddo. I give my right nostril to be a little lean again. Alright, so this is a dungeon. We can see that it's a fairly long dungeon. We can come in here. And anytime we do this, we should probably save. Did that actually save? It did. Now, let's see. Seek Fortune doesn't work inside dungeons. So we know there aren't any of the secret treasure chests at all inside of a dungeon. It's just in the overworld. Hmm. So we're effectively just going to grind through all of this and hope that these guys can't really hurt me. Oddly, it doesn't seem like some of the other people are really doing too much. Hmm. 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 We're seeing more and more characters that are trying to curse or do the spirit effect. Instead of getting new outfits, I really would like to have gotten new weapons. And it is a dangerous thought now to upgrade this guy. We need a moon, which oddly I think is this one. Hmm. Hmm. Do we have anything else that we could metamorph? Not at the moment. We're still waiting for this guy to go up even a single level. Hmm. I think he's getting XP. Hmm. Looks like there's somebody we need to talk to over here. And now we have a Sasquish, not to be confused with a Sasquatch. Hmm. I wonder if all out defense causes the companion characters to not attack. I hmm, 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 hmm. We'll keep this. We'll see what this guy has to say. No hidden pathway behind the wall, it says. Well, let's see if we can make a hidden pathway. Spring lock does nothing. Bridge does nothing. Magic lamp does nothing. Working growth. Rejuvenate. Insight. Hmm. So unless it's supposed to be do something like fireball. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So there must just be like a secret path. It's some kind of secret path that happens later. Unless I'm supposed to make a bridge from this point down there. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. We see some snow falling down here and there. And I thought maybe that was indications of a um, interesting. What is that do? Hmm. 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 And we have another Esther character. And her serenading another one of these guys is not a terrible idea, just to get them off the field. Interesting that they turn around. Hmm. And then it's so random as far as who gets the extra, um, the end success scene. Because Swain didn't really play any role in that victory. Hmm. It definitely feels like if you could make bridges, you could make some shortcuts. Hmm. I guess these Sasquatches are supposed to be pretty easy to grind through, so you don't struggle with uh, taking them out since they are blocking the path. That would imply that the game is being very nice to you in a case where there have been many other cases where the game has not really cared one bit if you struggled. Hmm. I just don't think the battles and the difficulty levels are balanced, and I don't think that there's particularly a balancing system to it. Hmm. Hmm. Come on, work your way all the way towards these guys. Hmm. Hmm. And my skeleton guy here is not strong enough. That's why he's not doing any damage. I need to throw out somebody else. Hmm. 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 This guy's not strong enough either. Hmm. 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 Yeah, so the game immediately went from being, oh, this is kind of easy to, oh, this kind of sucks. We can either continue and lose 1,000 guilders, or we can go back to the save spot and have to start practically in the same spot anyways. Hmm. Yeah, very little reason to have continued there. Hmm. Clearly, Mighty has a lot of attack on him, and that has made him very useful against these characters compared to the others. It might also be that Mighty is a fire type and these are ice types, so his character class is benefiting him a lot. Hmm. Hmm. But you have to fight these guys. In fact, you can't sneak around it. I think you have to fight them. I vaguely recall there being a spell that would turn you invisible, but that really wouldn't even get you anywhere because as soon as the next thing happens, as soon as we hit the next area, we're going to have a boss fight, and that boss fight is going to turn into a struggle, probably, even if we do grind through these characters a lot. Hmm. 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 So, my best hope really is that this is a much shorter area than it seems like. There. Maybe we could sneak up on some people. Hmm. And I guess there is also two different types of squishes here. Because there's one with snow on its head, and there's one that doesn't have snow on its head. One is called Sasquish, one is called Sasquash. Um, hmm. So, hmm. It might be very much a case that, let's see, um, that the one with the snow on his head is the one that we need to uh, capture. And we still have yet to see an example where you could capture two characters in one run. I was hoping that would give more XP to this character that we were babysitting. Hmm. Honestly, I think what's gone on though is I just have 3 copies of that same character, which is kind of fine. You could arguably have, I would say, about 5 copies of each character, and it would still kind of make sense if you were just trying to be an obsessive collector and have every character at every level. Hmm. 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 But you get through a dungeon like this, and it kind of feels like you should, at that point, um, like if you get through a dungeon like this, it kind of feels a little unfair that there would be a boss fight after this, but we kind of know there's going to be a boss fight after this, unless the story just goes in a very weird, different direction. Hmm. Hmm. And it doesn't really feel like anything's going to get better. Just overall, I feel like we will struggle. Um, we'll struggle to get to the end of the game. We'll struggle to finish the game, and there's probably not going to be any new mechanics that would make things easier. Something that would like double your defense, double your health. Remember, this was a game that didn't have any like difficulty settings or anything like that. So if I had been given kind of the opportunity to um, say play on easy mode and do twice the amount of damage, that would have been nice. Like do twice the amount of damage or have twice the amount of health. If I could easily find a mod that would make something like that happen, I would probably have considered playing it, but as a video game critic, it's also not really fair. Hmm. Right, we've got a trick. He's got a new trick that we have to pick to be replaced. Right, so what is Ray of Life? Here, heals, cures, and ailments. Hmm. Small portion of health. Hmm. Hmm. Rise and Shine is probably better. We are getting to a point now where uh, apparently we are going to have characters learning skills that replace other skills. And that's a little unexpected. I really was more thinking that it was going to be you would learn, the characters would learn all of the tricks and all of them would always be available. That is kind of more of a Pokemon thing where they would have to forget tricks or actions to learn other actions, and even in Pokemon that sucked and it didn't really make sense. It only makes sense to keep things simplistic, or because the save files didn't want to take up a lot of space. But nothing here. I would have sworn there would have been something there. Um, but making the player make that kind of choice is no fun. Limiting their actions. We want as much of those Phoenix breaths as possible. Hmm. Hmm. Seems like we're trapped now. Can't get to the other side, so it's probably a good thing that we got everything open as far as chests and all. And that explains the secret passage even more. Although it still feels like it's a very long journey to get where we're supposed to going. If anything, this is probably just like the forest where we're going to walk through this whole area um, and it's just going to have us exit and go to a different area. And come to think of it, we still have yet to figure out what's the deal with the robots, the ancient robots. It does certainly imply to me that there's potentially a time travel element to this, and at that point that's where we're going to go back in time and grind a whole bunch more and have a whole second version of the overworld map. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another 100 secret treasure chests in the past. I don't think we're going to the future. That wouldn't really make sense with the already broken robots. I don't think we're in a good position to metamorphose yet another character at the moment, so I'll hold off on that. This is also the game that wants you to walk on every inch of the map to expose all of it. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. We're not recovering our health or magic completely in between each battle. It's important to recognize that. Now, if I do a whole bunch of more errands and get 4 merit stamp cards completed, I can get an ability that will have my health refill the more I walk, which then will create a awful scenario in which after each battle I'm just going to have to walk in circles, just find a somewhat safe location to walk in circles to regain my health. Uh, but ideally maybe that won't take as much time as it seems. Hmm. Hmm. So you can just walk through this and walk through this. Hmm. But it seemingly only let me do that after the fact. Hmm. Even if I do walk around in circles regaining my health, if my magic points are too low, and that's not going to refill also, it's still going to be quite the struggle. Hmm. 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 They have to be careful, certainly, about saying things like easy, because it, that battle wasn't completely easy. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So he was standing in the way, and that was the reason I couldn't walk through, even though it seemed like it was totally possible to walk around him. Hmm. Turban Legend is kind of a funny pun, but at some level, I feel like somebody is going to be offended by that. Hmm. Hmm. I cannot do anything. I'm frozen solid. Alright. Esther, get this Ice Queen. Hmm. 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 It definitely feels like as soon as she captures one person, that should be the end of the battle. The other two should surrender or flee. Like, certainly would be a way to end on a decisive victory. Hmm. Sheba. Right. We could heal ourselves while we're at it. And we're going this way. So it's kind of dangerous to even walk the wrong direction because that may push you into another fight. Alright, so now we're seeing hallucinations, or shadows, echoes of the past, with Alicia and the Great Wizard, who maybe is Oliver's father. I don't know if Oliver even knows what his father looks like. Um, Oliver goes, "Mom, could this be the place?" It could. The Mall of the Mountain King seems an apt hiding place for the visionary magic of the ancients. The power to save souls. Can it really be here? If we could only find it, we might stand a chance against defeating the Dark Djinn. So, if this is the father, then we know the Dark Djinn is not the father, at least not completely. There is a possibility that the father's soul could be ripped away from him and then the Dark Djinn created from that. Same would be true from as far as Alicia's soul being ripped in half and creating the Dark Djinn from that. But I'm just basically speculating at that point. Um, It looks to me like they're looking for different powers, not the stones at the save souls. Hmm. That's my Swain. I mean the old emperor. Oh yeah. So we know him. We've seen him. So could it be that being Swain's father being the old emperor has had created Oliver too, and so Oliver is also a prince. Hmm. The game is Ni no Kuni in Japanese. That is, I'm the king, as far as I understand it, or I'm the emperor. Um, but I didn't really expect them to turn it into a bloodline based on Swain's bloodline. I was more expecting it to be that Oliver is from the bloodline of the ancients and of the wizards, and therefore has a higher claim to being the king, or a king at least. It is, huh? Why would he and my mom be here? That ain't your ma'am. That's the great sage Alicia. Crikey, it's been a while. Alicia, of course, she was in my dream. She looked so much like her. So the old emperor spent his time hanging around with some pretty young sages, did he? He. It's all right for some. Swain, is this really the time for your lewd comments? Wow, I didn't know Esther was really recognizing that he was making lewd comments, and frankly, he hasn't really been making that many. So, so this is all kind of out of the blue. Hmm. Hmm. No, she disappeared. What the hell is that? Am I seeing things? Ah, now I remember. Now, man, we ain't seeing things. We're not? Oh, it was a tiny while back, searching all over. She was Alicia. I mean, for some ancient spell or other. That must have been a conversation they had back then. Can't have been anything else. Certain of it I am. I don't quite understand. What's not to understand? We just saw a flashback of the past. The only question is why. So that was the great sage Alicia, Mom's soulmate. It won't be much longer now. We will save you, I promise. Oliver, 40 hours into the game. It won't be much longer now, I'm sure. Sorry, everybody. Come on, let's go get this stone. Hmm. I guess we're making a bridge. Finally. Hmm. Look up there, Moon. There's an icicle and a half, that is. I bet a little nudge would send it tumbling straight down. That's scary. Hmm. Um, so am I supposed to use pulse? Hmm. Hmm. I wasn't really expecting pulse to be the thing you needed to use. And it still creates an issue. Hmm. How am I supposed to get that treasure chest? Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Levitate lets you float. It doesn't float chests. Puppet string won't let you warp do what you want. I don't think fireball is what we're supposed to do. You can push against the wall and see if there's anything more. Hmm. Hmm. Fireball is the spell to open this area up. Definitely a wasting having us do a lot of spells. Hmm. 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 And so that effectively traps us. But the game seems completely unconcerned about that. How much more further? A decent amount. Hmm. So we can try and sneak around, but I don't think we're going to accomplish anything. So we're just going to have to take the direct approach. The amount of fighting you're doing in this area really negates any need to do any fighting outside of this area, it feels like. And so pity the player that decided to wander around the overworld and try and collect some characters. Hmm. 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 Let's see if we can just heal ourselves. Hmm. We are running out of... Hmm. 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 Come on, Esther. Hmm. 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 And yeah, I'm really running out of things to say in between all of these fights. Hmm. I mean, there really isn't a lot to add. Hmm. Okay, I see a thing I'm supposed to shoot. But I've got to figure out how to reach it. In fact, I'm going to have to figure out how to reach a lot of this. And I'm going to start running out of spell. Definitely feels like there should be some location, some kind of magical seal or something that you would stand on that would automatically refill your mana to a small amount. Um, there's far too many cases here where this is happening. Okay, iced coffee. Hmm. You can see by the patterns of the spells, almost certainly this was supposed to be a Wii game at some point, and that you were going to have to swing a Wiimote or even a Joy-Con. Maybe they knew that the Nintendo Switch was in development while they were developing this. Although oddly, I don't think Ni no Kuni did come out for the Switch as one of its main consoles. Hmm. Let's see, we're looking for, I guess, Pulse. Hmm. It wouldn't change the game much. Certainly, if I was having to play this with something like a Wiimote and wave my hand around. I mean, it would give you yet another gameplay mechanic, but this game doesn't need another gameplay mechanic. It needs one good gameplay mechanic. We don't have any magic at the moment, and hmm, hmm, hmm. Probably not going to gain any magic. My only hope is that I'll level up. Okay. Nothing really over here. This is a transition in levels. This is an odd shortcut. Seems kind of unnecessary. We're again going to have to use one of these. So I guess it's just having me do the pulses preemptively so that I remember Bluster Blade. That's the mechanic. So maybe what I was supposed to do, probably should consider equipping the Bluster Blade. Hmm. Hmm. If we can capture the guy in the middle, that's what would be ideal. Hmm. 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 Just keep on beating on him. Hmm. Again, she says it's easy. I don't really agree. Even if it is easy, it's monotonous. Okay. So we had to do that first. And I wonder if if you could go and repeat the same processes over and over again. Could you use ward to, or rumble, whatever it is, to bring down even more ice spikes? Or is it a one-time thing? Again, why is the game not letting Swain take aim and shoot? And that definitely seems like a place where he could take aim and shoot. If that's not the place, I don't know what is. I guess maybe work your way around here. This is kind of a great example, though, of having a ability, a gameplay mechanic, and it not really improving enough things. All right. Even more damage. And then protection against nicks. See, who else do we have that has a shield? We kind of know this guy has a shield. Tundra shield, tundra shield, tundra shield. This is a cloak, obviously. Yeah. So that shield's not useful. Yeah, the second they introduced the idea that Swain could shoot treasure chests to get the treasure out of them, then that should have been something that at any point I could have activated and used as an ability, and at least on red and green chests. I can understand them being locked magically or being really locked with a lot of strong magic. But it also would have made sense to take that gameplay mechanic, if you expand Swain being able to shoot a gun, to the next slot where he could shoot enemies, so that he could potentially shoot and kill enemies without going into this fight mechanic, or at the very least shoot the enemies and start the fight mechanic by doing some extra bits of damage. I'm a little lost here. If I go this way, I don't think we've been this way, but it does oddly seem like the whole path splits. Maybe it splits and then curves back around. We are still waiting to really recover a lot of magic, so I don't want to cast spells or use tricks. It doesn't cost any magic points to go all out attack or all out defense. Alright. Yep, here's another one of those robots. I still don't think we have like a reanimate or any other kind of ability that would work with the robots. I guess technically we haven't seen a ton of them, so if there are supposed to be more than 5 or 6 in the entire game, they are very well hidden. I think I may have only seen 2 of them. Let's see. This is like the old rust bucket we saw on the Tombstone Trail, ain't it? What the flipping heck are they? Looks like its cogs are all frozen up, but they wouldn't want to be around when it thaws. Let's get going, Ollie boy. It may just be a case where we do end up having Shadar reanimate these things, and they turn out to be like bad guys. Honestly, it does really feel like there is just a point where this game is all of a sudden going to have a history of technology. We've seen in the Wizard's manual a flying machine. So I as odd as it sounds, it feels like we're going to go back in time or engage in some level. Um, let's see. Song. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. We're either going to engage with the past or go back into the past and find that there's an ancient lost technology. Hmm. Hmm. This guy is incredibly slow to move. Hmm. Meanwhile, Oliver is probably a little bit safer with higher health, but he's probably wasting all of his magic points. Hmm. Hmm. But honestly, if they do just introduce the idea of robots and don't do something kind of amazing with it, that'll be a little weird too. Hmm. We just missed a section there. And since we know this is seemingly the end of the line, let's go back and investigate a little bit further. Hmm. These guys seem to be not that fast. So it does seem like it can run away from us. Hmm. We have a Papa Squash and a Mama Squash. So there's a whole family there. Hmm. 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 I was hoping that we might be able to capture one of those upgraded familiars. Wouldn't be surprised if it's actually more of a case that you can't defeat high level characters a lot of times. And that way is going somewhere. Or this way is just another shooting gallery. Phoenix Steer. I don't think we're going to slide on the ice or do anything crazy like that. Hmm. 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 You should have moved faster to do an all-out defense. Hmm. Hmm. It is kind of odd how easy. Hmm. Easy these battles have been compared to previous battles. It would be odd at the 45, 50 hour mark. That's when you start the game starts to be a little bit easier and more balanced. But that's certainly not any good news. You can't really appreciate a game that gets good 50 hours in. Even a Japanese RPG, that doesn't make sense. Hmm. Particularly modern ones. Like, I certainly have heard the joke of people saying, oh, it gets good went 50 hours in for some of the Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 type games, some of the first generation Japanese RPGs. But modern versions of JRPGs cannot lean on those old lowered standards. This is hardly the 1980s when games were incredibly rare and expensive, and there just was not a lot of variety of things you could play. And thusly games tended to try to be a lot larger and longer to feel like they were giving you value for your money. The time equals value concept is pretty much completely out the window at this point. I can certainly understand people complaining if a game is less than 2 hours long, but with Steam implementing um, that 2 hours no questions asked refund policy, that is effectively PC gaming having a line drawn in the sand for PC gaming. Where if your game is more than 2 hours, then it's considered good enough for people to not really complain about it being short. People can certainly complain about games being bad. Very rarely have I played a game that has gotten just awful in the last 5 minutes, but there is definitely one that just changes the narrative and the storyline in an incredibly weird way in the last 5 minutes. But even at that, I don't think I would have asked for a refund on that game because it still was fairly enjoyable before then. So here's the maw. It does look like a big mouth. That's what maw means. It sucks down things, it said. We have another guardian. Cerberus. Cerberus. I know how you pronounce what that word would be normally. I don't know what the word would be here. All right, let's see. Spell. Let's see if he just responds to fire. That seems to have worked. Let's see if we can burden him. That seems to have not worked. Let's see if we can ward our characters. I am now stunned. And I can't call anybody out or anything. Pulse. Pulse seemed to have done a decent amount of damage. Light. Not so much. It doesn't feel like anything is really doing a lot of damage though. Hmm. 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 And you just don't really have enough time to be. Hmm. 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 So I'm gonna see if maybe all out defense. Fling flame, we'll try this again. 6 damage is nothing. Smash hit. You know that monsters who live in cold places don't like fire, don't you, Ollie boy? Those big butchers no different. Go on and give him a roasting. I have like no fire spells though. Like so either his health has to be pretty low, or I'm just gonna have to fireball, fireball, fireball. Because we've never gotten an upgraded version of fireball. This'll only go so far. None of it seems to be giving a chance or a stun. Right. Fireball again. Doing slightly more damage when there's a chance. So unless he stays locked into that. He's just not going to get burnt and do 40 or 50 damage. Does kind of feel like the further you're away, the more damage you take, or the less damage you get. Do I have any character that would do more damage with Fireball than just Oliver directly? One thing that would definitely save you some time here is if you could just like press the A button to repeat the last action you did instead of it always resetting back to the default attack position. Everybody attack. Take a cappuccino, I guess, and fill up our health even more, because this is going to take a while. Really should still be just all-out attack every time I have an opportunity. He still seems to target me, however. And he does seem to have a odd ability to jump across the screen. One of these howling blizzards could kill me if I'm not careful. Keep him busy. Now's our chance. I can only attack so fast. Yeah, the problem with a fight like this is it's not difficult, it's just long. But it also feels like there's a different version of this fight where if things had just gone slightly different, where it would have been fairly difficult. That's why it took me 3 or 4 times to get the dragon fight to victory. Uh, is because so much randomness affects the outcome. I'd almost like a JRPG game where it was just a scripted move puzzle experience where you absolutely knew what what the enemy was going to do, um, and there was not any question about it. You just had to make the right moves with that consideration. And see, I'll almost certainly uh, level up. So I don't want to waste too many of the cappuccinos. Yeah, it also kind of feels like at some point the game should just be giving me way more resources as far as health and cappuccinos. I have plenty of food. I don't have time to really eat it, but I don't have enough coffee. Hmm. 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 It's just a lot of the same thing over and over again. Hmm. Slowly, ever so slowly, will win. Hmm. Hmm. One or two more fireballs should do it. Hmm. So he stunned me as I defeated him. Now, is that a stone around his necklace? If that was a stone around the necklace, they didn't really make a big deal about it and show it off visually. Interesting, we've got a spirit of the snow orb like the other characters, which implies to me maybe we didn't get a stone there. Hmm. We may find out that the stones have moved over time, and the map simply shows you where they were in the old days. Hmm. 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 No, that is. We've got both the Spirit of the Stone and the Star Stone. Hmm. Which, getting two reward items seems kind of weird. Hmm. Also, kind of weird that we don't know what to do with all these Spirit of the Stone Guardian items unless we're going to use them to summon them later and make them our familiars. Stay back, everybody. It might still be dangerous. Hmm. Now, man, look at those puppy dog eyes. He ain't on the warpath no more. Grr, forgive me. He can speak. Interesting. Flipping heck, man. A flipping talking dog. What the hell are you? I am Sir Boreas, faithful servant of the Wizard King and keeper of the stone. So Tabitha was right. Even after his passing, I served my master still for many ages. Now I have guarded the stone, but its power became too much for me. It consumed me and drove me insane. You poor thing. You came here for the stone, did you not? Yes, we did. We have to gather all of them so we can defeat Shadar. I had sensed that all was not right in the world beyond these walls. In saving me from my madness, you have proven your strength and purity of heart. You are worthy of the stone. You could tell that just from us smacking you in the gob. You are a perceptive pooch, I'll give you that. I understand much that is not seen, fairy. As will you. You are the ones for whom my master waited, for whom he waits still. Your master, the Wizard King, he knows about us? The Wizard King knows all, and the time when you two shall know all approaches. But first you must prove him your strength. How do we do that? Do that which he asks of you. Grant him his final wish. Right the wrong of ages past. That's cryptic. What could the Wizard King want with us? Beggared. Beggared. I feel like that should be buggered if I know. Still looks like old Muttface didn't mean us any harm in the end, eh? Maybe, but all he did was throw in a load of riddles at us. When is this all going to start making sense? Don't be so negative. We got the stone. That's what matters. And the thing to do now is keep on going. You're right, Esther. Time to go, everybody. We'll look around here and just see if there's anything of importance to find. I think probably not. You can't jump up there and get sucked into the maw. It wouldn't be surprising if it turned out that the Wizard King is Shadar, or if he is actually the guy who helped us that is on the council of bad guys. Okay. At a certain level, you might as well just kind of fast travel back to the city. Do we even have a reason to go back to the city? I kind of don't think we do. I think you straight up just fly this way. Now, going to a city may not be a terrible thought. It could be a place where we could rest and regain our health and sell items and buy new items, but I think we'll ignore that and see if this final location isn't a little bit easier to deal with. There's a possibility that I won't be able to land on this boat. So if I can't land on the boat, I may need to think of something else. Let's see, seek fortune. Which that will tell me there is one here. Skullfang ring. Then there's another one over here. Bee sting. I'm gonna have to find a shore to get in the boat. We're gonna have to just chase the boat. Come on. If we can get a green marble, that may mean we can craft the thing we're looking for. Where is it? Says it's... Hmm. Got it. Not that it matters. I'm going to have to cast the spell again. Anyways. Right, there's another one. Over on this side. Hmm. Where is it? Hmm. Hmm. Now, that's going to leave me with very little. Let's see. There's this cave, but I don't know if we did anything in that cave. Doesn't seem to be any treasure chests over here. There's plenty of treasure chests all in this lower section, though. If we take the opportunity to grab all those. Hmm. Hmm. So I'll just land here. There's 3 up there I think we'll ignore, and we'll get the ones down here. Quite a lot of them. Hmm. Hmm. Come on, treasure chest, where are you hiding? Like, you can show me on the map all you want, but still fairly difficult to know where it is. None of these guys will really want to fight you. So you can freely wander the land. Hmm. All right. Hmm. Another one right here. Anywhere there's basically a corner, it seems like that's where they have hidden one. Hmm. And it's not even like these rewards are amazingly high. These are things I should have just been finding. And it doesn't particularly speak well for a game that there's an entire gameplay mechanic that is barely hinted at, and players can spend 10-15 extra hours not realizing it exists. Hmm. 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 Last one is way in this corner. Hmm. while we're here, let's also, while I'm thinking about it, we thought if we put two of these together, I'm going to say two of these together and two of these together. Let's see if that works. We've made a royal spear. That was the thing we needed to craft to show to the people as a quest. Okay. I bet the treasure chest is down here. Yep. There's no boat here. So if I want to get the boat, what do I do? That's the question. Oh, there is a ton of treasure chests on this island. Which would kind of make sense. Nothing indicates, though, that these treasure chests will refill, so collecting them now is possibly choosing a lesser reward than what we might get later. Come on. This guy is desperate to fight me. I don't know why. But I guess there is no reason why. They just do that. Right. Just on the beach where this rock is. Hmm. 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 On. Guess we couldn't avoid all the fights. Iron Man. Alright, well. These guys are stronger than I thought they were going to be. In fact, I'm about to die. Hmm. 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 That's all the ones on this island. There's nothing in front of that area. Right. So we are here. The best thing to do would be to, I think, fast travel to Hamlin, or we could just fly to the boat, where the boat is, and land in the boat. Which benefits us best? I think fast traveling to Hamlin does. Because then that moves the boat down there. It also gives us just an opportunity to run in here and see if there's a new quest. It looks like there is. Hmm. 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 If you need some restraint, I may have some restraint. Hmm. This may be the one thing I still have some. I have some restraint and I have some belief. Hmm. Hmm. Of course, it's not enough to really get me very far as far as stamps or money. Could buy more coffees with my money. Things are slightly cheaper here, 10% cheaper. It doesn't seem like things are going to get any cheaper above that, however. Should probably go to every city and see if we have extra items, unique items. But I don't think now is the time to even do that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I guess I could spend any money I have. Let's see. Like, we need 4 stamp cards finished to get this. And we probably need that even before we need to get XP. But unless something Jack the Giant Killer, unless Jack the Giant Killer unlocks something amazing, just refilling the health is the right move. Unless there's a whole bunch of new things here. Some merchants in Yule. Yeah, another one in Yule. Another one in Yule. Okay. So not a terrible thought to fast travel back to Yule. Hmm. Hmm. This guy is still looking for specific characters that we did not catch. But we didn't catch them all. one guy here or here. Hmm. Hmm. Looking for a kid. Hmm. These guys are constant traveling. I think the running gag here is their hearts keep getting broken because they're just bad for each other. Either that or there's just an extreme desire to keep this couple apart by Shadar. Although it's not like it's Shadar actively targeting them. The way they explained it is Shadar broke the heart of like the kings and the leaders of the city, and then that affected the people automatically. Hmm. Hmm. Sparkling sibling going somewhere west of here. Hmm. Yellow girl. Hmm. 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 So I think maybe that helped by talking to her. Either that or I'm supposed to do something more. We do have money now and things are cheaper, so we should equip things. Equip that on him. Equip that on him. Hmm. Equip that on them. This would increase both on this one. And that effectively used all of my money up. And I really just don't even get to the point where it starts to make sense to have a lot of this other stuff. Hmm. Yep. It really does just feel like you're never going to have enough money, no matter what you do. Let's go this way. It's probably not really enough time to try and get the third stone anyways in this recording. Hmm. Hmm. Let's fly and then immediately land. Hmm. My health is low and my magic's low again. Yeah, there's not even a single thing around here. Have we been here before? I guess the answer to that is no. Hmm. 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 I don't see how you could really have been at this point in the game, though, at all. And like managed to not be able to spring a lock. Let's see. That's a weird sound. Hmm. It's interesting how they're not wearing any clothes in the eyes. Hmm. Men come, black clothes fall down near here. I help, black clothes. I don't suppose that daft old beggar dropped something here, did he? Gentleman's diary. Yep. Hmm. So we get his diary back. Hmm. There's just no way to switch to Swain without getting a prompt. I don't get it. Why would the game tease you so much like this? I mean, it really is a tease. The jump ability, they said when you got it was going to be useless, and they've proven that statement absolutely true. What if I try spring lock there? Hmm. You're supposed to shoot it between the two people. It's not like there's even a good angle that would be an interesting shot. Hmm. So I guess maybe it's just be directly away from it and be a certain number of paces. Maybe look for an X on the ground. That may be the entirety to getting all those treasure chests. I'm not even sure if you need to get all the treasure chests though. Hmm. Hmm. It may very well be a case that's unnecessary items. That's the last of our Seek Fortunes. Hmm. And see, we were supposed to return the kid or the familiar that we're babysitting, but supposed to return him when he's at 10 levels higher. I don't know if he's actually been 10 levels higher yet. Hmm. 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 This thing does not want me to land anywhere near in this area. That is weird. It's just all marked as a no-go zone. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe it is round in this corner. Yes, it is. Cold stone. Hmm. Let's see. I don't even remember where the cave was to return the creature. I think it's down here. Is he 10 higher? No. He's barely gone 4 higher. Hmm. 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 2 cold stones. Hmm. Let's check the quest. Errands. Hmm. We have that one done. We could go turn that in. Still working on that one. Head to Glittering Grotto. Okay. So back to Glittering Grotto we go. Which isn't a terrible thought because then that's going to let me refill my health and everything. Might as well save while we're at it. And then we can see the boy is over there in the corner. So let's just see if we can outrun everything. There really shouldn't be a major difference between the battles now versus the battles when we first entered Glittering Grotto. So if all of a sudden this was a lot easier, that would be shocking. Hmm. 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 We going the right direction? Not really. Hmm. 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 And now that we have a magic spell refilled, we can be very wasteful with it. I don't think we've caught any of these pom-poms, so it wouldn't hurt to catch one. If catching familiars could be traded for a ridiculous amount of gold, or a ridiculous amount of experience or a ridiculous amount of items, then you'd have a system that would make sense and make everything way better. Sharpen, secret incantation, boost the attack of a single ally versus, I guess this is probably your best one to get rid of. Knickers, get a load of that, Ollie boy. The poor dab of a tomato is in a proper spot of bother. You're right, we've got to help him. Time to send the beastie packing. All set? We try to drive the monster away? Yes. That's the spirit. Let's give him a proper battering. I thought for a second there they might want us to do some kind of spell to like break the ice around him or something. Hmm. This guy is doing a lot of damage. We're gonna have to think of something else. Let's see. Spells. Ward everybody. And give everybody some extra defense on top of that. And then spells. Fireball. Spells. Fireball. Spells. Fireball. I don't think this is working. Got loose. I'm stuck in a corner. Arrow of light. Let's see if that works any better. It didn't feel like it did. Pulse. That seems like that did more damage. We've knocked out one guy so far. We should be knocking out a second guy fairly quickly here. It's another one down. We don't have enough magic points, I guess. Joe Ghibli maybe means we should bring somebody else out. And that's the end of Oliver. I guess we need to bring out this guy. He's not really doing much damage. Does he have any kind of group attack? Hmm. Alright. Let's just try provisions here. Fish burger. Her. Trick shot. Sure shot. That didn't work particularly great. Mugshot. Stealing something from him is really not what I should be focusing on. Come on. Blind shot? See if this guy can do something. Go wild. We were defeated. Is it worth it to lose 5% of our gold? Yeah, it's only 89 guilders anyways, because we spent all the money. That went badly, to say the least. Let's try that again. I don't want to end on a failure. Hmm. 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 Yeah, that's once again a kind of difficult fight we're in. Hmm. And the problem we're going to run into here is unless I leveled up in this fight, I can't run back and refill my health because there'll just be another monster that spawns in between. Best I can do is use provisions and waste money that way. And I guess that's our best bet, so we should do that. 150 to her. And then 30. Probably not terrible to just level everybody up to a maximum. See, this time it seems like there's one fewer character. So the game is either being generous to me or it randomly decides like how many assist characters are summoned with the main character in these scenarios. Alright, provision. Phoenix feather. We haven't used a lot of these anyway, so. Trick shot. Sure shot. Actually, that did seem like that did quite a bit. Hmm. Hmm. So you can see Oliver is doing the same trick, cut loose attack, when I'm not controlling him as if I was controlling him. Wonder if there's more to this timing. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Wonder if I'm supposed to press A when the target's... No, it kind of just seems to do whatever it wants. And me tapping A all of the time probably isn't doing much of anything. Phoenix Feather on Oliver a second time is probably unnecessary. And it's probably really crazy to do something like Cedric's Secret. Hmm. 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 Let's throw out our character. Hmm. Come on, all out attack. Hmm. Go wild. Like, I physically could not attack just because there was another character in the way. Oh, this is ridiculous. I can't win. I'm not gonna make you watch me try this fight a second time. Let's return to the title screen and undo both of those deaths, because there's no reason for that. We will just have to get back. We're 44 hours into this game now. Alright, so we know it's there. I could definitely drop off this guy, but I have to kind of hold on to this guy, which means I can't really get the people that I want to get. It would be kind of silly to like it'd be kind of silly to dismiss some characters. There's plenty of room. Okay. Let's cast travel. Can't use that here. Let's escape. Then let's cast travel. We'll go to Castaway Cove. And then Castaway Cove will let us call Tingri. So that we can then land here. And we can talk to this guy. Ah, Royal Spur, you made two great. You're a great weapon maker. Gee, thanks. Please put in cauldron. 2 fog drops. 2 cold stones. Hmm. Hmm. Take formula. Okay. So the question to ask, is there another green treasure in each of these forest areas? Always. Hmm. 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 Looking around, looking at the ground to see if there's an X to stand on. It doesn't strike me like there is a green box in this forested area. If there is, it's hidden particularly well, way better than any of the others. Right. Let's, before we make a mistake here, let's see what the new things are. Champion sword, which we can't make. The royal spear, which we already did make. Champion spear, which we can't make. We can make this 6-1 claws. It's probably not a terrible thought. Go ahead and just craft that. There's a real question as to whether this is giving me some internal XP towards my alchemy, making me a better alchemist. Clearly, though, I still have incredibly low reserves. And then the other thing it wanted us to do is put in 2 of these and then 2 of something else. I don't think it was a crystal. 2 spring waters. We'll try it. Some of these ingredients feel like there should be just some random effects and random outcomes if you threw things in. Okay. So if it was 2 fog drops, 2 bane flowers, it would have to be something that we have 2 of because he just told me to put them in. Yeah, this is one of those points where it would be very nice to have instant replay. Where I could just go back and look at the footage. All right, well, let's see if we can talk to the guy again. Nope. So my own stupidity of not paying enough attention probably is going to be my punishment here. 2 fog drops. 2 gnome bread. Also wants 1,000. They gave me 1,000 guilders. But you can't put guilders in. I have 1 iron diamond. We'll try one more thing. None of the items in that category could be used. So unless it was 2 glow shrimp or 2 blizzard blooms or 2 snowflakes or 2 moon crystals. It doesn't feel like any of those combinations would have worked anyways. Just because that's not really what you would have assumed an alchemy mixture would have been. Just 4 items. Let's see if we could maybe go back. If it just says errand complete, though, that's not going to help you with anything, is it? Unless it was hidden somewhere else. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Travel back to Yol. And we can at least return, like we can return the diary to the guy and get another stamp card. Not that that's gonna help enough. We would need a lot more quests, and I just don't think we're going to get a lot more quests at the moment. We need to move the story forward and find another city first. Let's see. We have a suit of armor that we unlocked, but I don't think anything here would improve everything. If we could get more mystic robes, I suppose that would be good. Give the royal spear to this guy? Absolutely not. We need to find somebody else with a spear, though. Soldier spear. Royal spear. Lightning bolt. Bee sting. I don't think any of these weapons would be better. This is going to get overwhelming with the different types of weapons fairly quickly. Yeah, a whole lot of weapons there that are not useful. I don't think we have enough chocolate that makes sense to want to craft higher levels of chocolate to feed to this guy. And I'm basically just choosing not to do anything with the food. It seems to me like there are 4 tiers unless there are different variants of foods. You have a sundae, then you have a wildflower sundae, which is an improvement with 3 increase for 2 heaviness, and then 4 increase with for 3 heaviness is a slight improvement for the toadstool sundae. And then this is not a ingredient, the sarsaparilla sundae, so that does imply to me that that is the top tier as far as magical defense increase. And then the pies go pie, see-through pie, game pie, and pie on a bone. Ice cream goes up and higher. Flan goes up higher. We don't have a full level flan. Cake goes up higher and higher, but we don't have a full level cake either. Cake goes to carrot cake, goes to carnation cake, and then breeze cake, and then there's a 5th tier cake, which is odd. So there very possibly is a 5th tier everything that has different variants. And if alchemy at some point does become easier, then everything could change. As far as pieces of heart, we don't have a single piece of heart left, which does imply to me that we may not see any more of that gameplay mechanic for a while. We haven't unlocked anything new for the book in the last couple of hours. Alright, so fast travel to Hamlin. That's where we want to end this. There's not anything else to do. So we'll just run to where the boat is and save, and then that'll be the end of this recording. And if we're getting quests, certainly that are too difficult to easily win, that does open up the door that after we get this 3rd stone, the game may get more difficult again, and we might struggle again. But then again, maybe not, because we may quickly do a spell that puts all of the stones into the wand, and then that may make Oliver just so much more powerful. Yeah. The percentages of things being completed are not going up particularly high. Alright, well, let's save, and that is going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good